Good evening, Board of Education members. I am here tonight to advocate for advancing critical thought. On April 18, 2020, the FDA, which regulates masks as medical devices, gave emergency use authorization to masks as a method of source control for COVID. Masks are still under this emergency use authorization, or EUA, and are not FDA approved for use by the general public. According to federal law, there are specific requirements that must be met for a product under an EUA, such as recipients of products must be informed of the significant known and potential benefits and risks associated with the emergency use of the product, and of the extent to which such benefits and risks are unknown. Recipients are also to be informed that they have the option to accept or refuse the EUA product and of any consequences of refusing administration of the product. In essence, a consent form. The FDA further recommends a fact sheet be provided to recipients that includes necessary information about the product. Well, I asked around. No Enfield school parent I talked to ever received any fact sheet or consent form relating to masks. So I looked on the Enfield Public Schools website, and my search turned up nothing there as well. The only consent form I could find was for iPads that was part of a 12-page technology handbook. Now, I understand the importance and value of the iPad, and I don't argue it warrants a detailed handbook. But the iPad garners a dozen pages of documentation, while an FDA-regulated medical device mandated for all students gets nothing? What does it say then about the value Enfield Schools puts on its students if it cannot even be bothered with providing consent forms and fact sheets to parents about a medical device as required by the FDA? This board has stated how they must dutifully follow the law, yet here you are, both parties, flouting federal statutes. Maybe you were unaware of the law. Maybe now that you are, I urge you to send out consent forms as soon as possible to parents that include a fact sheet about masks. Not only will it put this board and the succeeding administration in compliance with FDA regulations, it will also allow the parents of this district to express their consent, either way, to masking their children at school. And though it should go without saying, I want to make note here that consent forms and fact sheets are not a partisan issue. Because honestly, who here would argue against giving parents more information and at the very least the semblance of a voice? Don't you think the subject deserves at least as much consideration as an iPad? I want to end by addressing the board on a more personal level. I hope we don't just discount what I continually present here because you don't agree with my conclusions. That kind of hard stance suppresses meaningful discussion that could lead to mutually agreeable resolutions. Though I'm opposed to the school mask mandate, it does not mean I'm opposed to any member of this community or any member of this board. I don't see enemies in this room. I see people that give a damn about kids. I just believe we can and should work together here in Enfield to find a better solution for the children under our care. And deep down, I hope you do as well. Thank you.